Hello. Hi, everyone. I was just checking something on my microphone. Things have changed about the microphone. I didn't want to deafen you. I've already turned it off, though, so it's fine. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Dungeon Pets and that. We will be getting started soon. Oh, something I need to go back to the dark place for. I think we've got a little special guest that's just made an appearance. He's only entered the room 5 minutes ago. So he's going to get in the way, but that's Marty for you. He can get in the way of the cards, actually. Let's have him zoom along to the other corner. Hey, Marty's here, and for a change, he's in here, and for a change, he's not cleaning himself. So, thumbs up all around. Hey, James, Michael, Bob, Chris, Chris the Board. How's it going? So, I haven't got word of any new variants. This is a fan-made solo variant of Dungeon Pets, a beautiful, unusual, complex, but kind of adorable kind of game where we are dungeon pet keepers. We are here to take them as babies, to raise them as our own, and have them compete in exhibitions to see who the best dungeon pet is, and eventually sell them off to dungeon lords. It's a spin-off, a sequel, but different gameplay to the game Dungeon Lords, and they're both by Vlada Chvátil, who has designed things as diverse as these, code names, Mage Knight, loads of wonderful things. And yeah, this is from 2011. I haven't had it that long. I haven't been playing games that long, but I've had it quite a while, and it's one that I can't see ever getting rid of, even though you could be forgiven very easily for looking at the box and thinking, oh, cool, like Pet Shop Simulator, this sounds fantastic, and then learning it and playing it and thinking, what have I gotten myself into? Because it can quickly turn into a very brain bendy, complex experience. Hopefully, we'll have a smooth time of it tonight. So, it's a 2 to 4 play game, but there is a solo variant, and I've linked it in the description as well. You can go over to Board Game Geek and see it. It was made by pronunciations Kalkaul, came up with the variant, and then it's been translated. It's been put into a lovely PDF. Space Alert, yeah. I'd like to try Space Alert again. We didn't. I think what was one of the things that like it wasn't as good with two people. It's been so long since we played Space Alert or tried to, and I remember Rach and I not really getting along with it at the time. I think we'd be up for it more now. I used to have the special Dungeon Lords as well. I never liked Dungeon Lords as much as Petz though. But things are getting hazy with that now. So you can click on the link to see the variant, but basically we're not having any kind of bot simulating it. Dungeon Pets does actually quite a lovely job of tightening itself up for a 2-player game. There are different sides of the boards for your player counts, and you see this side here has got these arrows in between worker placement spots, and every round these neutral imps are going to move around and block spaces in each of the sections, and you can't go there. So that's one restriction that the game just gets built in for 2 players anyway, which we've got it set up for. The additional wrinkle for solo is that we can't send imp groups of the same size. So a little kind of flash forward into what we're going to be doing here. If we look over into my humble abode here with my lovely imps, I have these workers to place, and a phase of the round that we do in the multiplayer, these player boards here fold up to be player screens, and we group our imps up either with different numbers of imps. We can send imps with money. Some worker placement spots need imps to go with money, but the money also increases the size of your group. And once we actually go out into placing the workers, turn order is biggest group to smallest. So there is a kind of bidding aspect to this as well. Of it's a worker placement spot, only one person can go to each of the places in a round, and in a two-player game, some of those are blocked off. Like if you want an extra cage in a two-player game, only one person's doing that. I think you can bring workers back if you decide you don't want to place that group anymore. So that's the normal way that we do it. But the hold up we've got in this solo is that we can send out however many groups we can afford to send, but they have to be different sizes. So, you know, a group of 1, 2, 3 if we want 3 actions. So money's going to have to come into this. We can get more imps as the game goes along, but we haven't got them yet. All we've got is our team of imps here. We've got 4 gold, because I've given myself the income from the first round already. And we have got this little plot here that could contain 4 cages and 4 pets at some points, but at the moment all we have got is a very basic cage with a lump of manure in it, which an unfortunate pet's probably going to have to share a cage with. I've also got the expansion on here, Dark Alleys, which generally adds stuff. So, you know, more exhibition tiles, more customers, more dungeon pets, more of everything really. But there is a separate board with a few extra worker placement spots and a few different things. We'll get into it all. It'll be fine, won't it? Oh, is the bot not working? Naughty bot. I'll have to refresh its settings at some point. Hey, Frederick, how's it going? But yeah, you can support the channel on Patreon or Ko-fi. There are links in the description, even though the chat bot is failing at its post. James, when's the last time I got to play this game? It could be when I did the playthrough for this, which I think is 2019, which seems like ages ago. But like, I got this. I say it's a present for Rach, my wife. Kind of, I wanted it too, but I thought like, oh, she'll really enjoy this. Like, shopkeeping and pet keeping. It's as I said, it's a pretty involved experience. And yeah, she doesn't enjoy it as much as I would like. So that's one thing. But I've never tried this solo variant. So let's say all we're doing is like we're trying to get a gold score, but I don't know if the solo variant was made with Dark Alleys in mind. It's just when I started setting it up, it seemed like a lot more effort to try and separate it out and take pets and things out. Even if we don't ever go over there, we'll just include it all in here anyway. So there's no kind of initial stuff because I've had the income already. We reveal what's happening next round. So we can see up here if my buttons work properly. We've got some sections on the round board over here. So this tells us the food that's available. Some animals want meat, some animals want vegetables, some animals don't mind, some animals don't eat. And we've got one potentially available to us in the near future. This is the exhibition that's going to be held in round 2. It also defines the food that's going to be available as well in the shop. But we want our pets to have done certain things. Our pets will have needs that we are kind of uncertain of, but we will score quite highly if we have pets that are either having kind of magical outbursts or that want to be played with. If we can get a pair of those on the same pet, they will score really highly at this exhibition. And we are limited in the solo mode, so usually you're competing in an exhibition. We are limited in the solo mode to getting 6 points in an exhibition. We get a game point for every point we get in this exhibition, but we're limited to 6, so you can't just go crazy. And there is a worker placement spot over here where you can volunteer for judging, which actually gives you an extra 2 points in the exhibition, a little leg up. If you think your pets can't quite compete, you can come here in the worker placement spot and give yourself a leg up. Like, this is like, I think it still is a bit, but maybe more in this period of CGE, it was full of this kind of like sarcastic, funny way of explaining the game, and it's all over the rulebook as well. It's quite lovely. So yeah, we can see that we would like pets that will do those things. If you come over to the player board here, on the little flap, you've got a player aid for the whole game. I know it seems kind of like hieroglyphics for now, but the pets will have certain needs that correspond to a colour bar, and we will draw cards from a corresponding colour deck to see what the pet actually wants. So if we want pets that have magical outbursts and play, we want pets with yellow and purple bars. That's not to say it's going to be like that. Like, even pets with yellow bars, they might have a magical outbursts instead. They might want feeding instead. They might do a poo instead. You can't fully predict the pets. I do have a card of each colour in hand, so I can, if I get a pet that needs yellow, we will draw extra cards when it comes to maintaining the pets. But I can substitute the yellow I draw for the yellow in my hand, which is a play, so we could guarantee that. As I said, like, we are restricted to the groups of pets that we can, the groups of imps that we can send, but the board is wide open for us. Like, some things aren't filled in because the neutral imps thematically have gone there already and taken artifacts away. They've taken this cage, they've taken this pet. So there are a few gaps in there for us. So which pets? We would like pets with purple and yellow bars though. If you have a look at the board out here and see which pets we can adopt from their eggs, we've got age 2 pets on the bottom here, age 3 pets on the top, and it just tells you how many of these bars are revealed. So the older pets will be worth more money faster, but their needs are higher as well. They will draw 3 cards straight away this round, and they'll need things to be satisfied, and we'll have to have cages that can hold them, or imps that can play with them, or food to feed them. So looking out here, I don't see a purple bar at all. See a couple of yellows, so a couple of pets that might want to be played with. Over in the dark alley, if we look over here at the black market, so all this stuff on the top here, you can see kind of one of everything that's on the main board. There is a black market action here, and for a gold extra, you can buy one of the things that are here, including an extra imp. You can get food from this, you can get a special artifact. We can get a pet here that doesn't need to be fed. If I can get my player aid up, actually, we might be able to see the name of that pet. This is Skelly. If you adopt Skelly, they come with a potion. They're wildcards. They're great. It doesn't need to be... each hunger actually gives it suffering. It doesn't eat food. It's a skeleton. It doesn't want to be reminded that it can't eat. It's the needs that we want, but that's kind of irrelevant for now because this space is blocked. We can't have anything from the black market this turn. Let's say these neutral imps will move one space clockwise every round, so we can think about that in the future, but we can't take that pet now. We want to take some kind of pet. There are these accessories over here. Can use a worker placement spot to go and get one of those. You can kind of add a need to a pet each round. It makes them a bit more valuable when you sell them too. So we could come over here and grab an accessory and make a pet that isn't otherwise magical a bit more magical. So, thinking about it, the red is usually that they will have a physical outburst, that they will get a bit angry. And for the red and the purple requirements, you want to have a cage that can contain that. If you have a pet that has more red outbursts than the cage can handle, you've got to have imps to, hold them in their cage. The imps get injured, they go to the hospital, you'll have to get them back in a future round. If you haven't got enough imps to hold them in, the pet escapes and it's gone. If they are too magical, they will start to get mutations, and if they get 2 mutations, they actually mutate into a form we can't comprehend, and they're gone. So you want to have cages that can contain them if you're going to make them dead magical or dead physical. So I kind of think if our goal is just to get loads and loads of points, I feel like I want to get loads of pets straight away. I want to get an extra cage to put them in. But looking at the imps we've got, so we've got a 1, 2, and a 3 group that we could send. We could send some with money to try and even that out a bit, because holding imps back isn't a bad thing either. They can clean up manure in empty cages. They can earn you money. You don't necessarily need to send them all out, and you need the imps to play with the pets to try and wrangle the violent ones. So you don't necessarily want to send everyone out. If we look back in the worker placements, in this section that I'm kind of focusing on here, If I want a pet, I have to send imps in a group that contains money. Group can never just contain money, and money makes the group one size bigger effectively. But money's got to be involved to go and get the pet. I have to send a group with at least 2 imps to go and get a cage if I want a fresh cage. So I'm kind of thinking, like, I would like to clean the poo out of the empty cage and leave it empty. So if I got a fresh cage, if I got an egg, and then maybe get some food. So let's see, both of these, everyone's probably going to want feeding. Green is probably food. Let's see, you don't mind what food you're eating. You're going to be a bit demanding if I take you first. Let's see, if I want the egg, I'm going to have to send an imp and a coin. So this is the kind of phase 2 of the round when you're deciding how to send your imps. In the solo, we've got complete control over this because our only restriction is that the more actions we take, the groups have got to increase in size. So I could even do a 4th action here with these 2 imps if I'm willing to spend 2 more money to do it. But I'm not really. That seems like a lot. So I'd like to go and get a pet. I'd like to get a cage, really. Let's see the cages. You would contain 3 physical and no magical. Maybe a younger one would be better, but they'd still want to be fed. So someone's got to go over to the food. You are an omnivore. You will eat either of the things. You only want meat. We can get both types of food in round 1. You can get add-ons for your cages that add extra things. So like this would satisfy a play need. This would satisfy a physical outburst. So we could make like this 0-3 cage a 1-3 if we got the cage and the add-on. And these should change like from round to round as well. So I think, what if we get, who's the most playful? No one's likely to get more playful this round, unfortunately. What about you? I like the look of you. We'll get some vegetables as well. So we'll just get that pet. We'll get a new cage for him. That'll involve getting some things. Yeah, too many choices. And we want to get some veggies. Do you want to send more groups? I want to. I don't know if I can. Like, I want to just go and get the other pet and just hope that it all works out. But someone will need playing with. I'm just going to send those groups. Send those 3 groups and be happy with it. I want an accessory. I want all of these things. I could send someone to go and get my imp that's waiting here. When you take this action, you take all the imps from the current round and every previous round. So the longer you wait, the more effective the action is. But you've also wasted time in the game not having all of those extra imps. I'll go with it. Let's just start out small and things will escalate. We'll see how many points we end up with. So there are my groups. I'll reveal them. And we can just do our placement in any order. So are we gonna... We'll have you, I think, because we don't want them doing their magical outbursts and things now. We want them to do that in round 2 when the exhibition is here. Like, the judges aren't going to be here in round 1. We don't want them doing it yet. So we can pick up this pet, and... Oh, I've made them loads older already. They don't have to go anywhere just yet. That's the next phase of the game. I want to get some food for them, and they don't mind which food they eat, and vegetables last longer. So I am going to go for vegetables. You see on the player board here, at the end of the round, food we haven't used goes to the right here, which is fine. You've got like a round for the meat. If it goes off the edge, it spoils. So you've got a bit more time with the veggies. Oh, actually, meat goes straight away, doesn't it? And then veggies, you've got 1 chance, and then it goes. Yes, we don't want to do meat. And then we've got our group of 3 that I was going to get a cage with, wasn't I? Yeah, stick with that. So what are you likely to do? Well, you want physical, don't you? Even though we want a magical pet later. But we need physical right now. We could get another cage later. I'll stick with that. So that's all my actions done. And then we go into phase 3, which is the need cards. So you need to put your pets in cages. You see, I don't know if you've like seen as well. Like these are like little eggy wheels that show you how old the pet is and their needs and that. So I'm going to take them and pop them in this cage. You can't move your pets once you've placed them. So let's not make them magical. They will get a bit more violent. Maybe I should have got someone else in there. Assign pets to the cages. Things move with the pet. You can't move the cages in islands. You can move the pets later. Pets to that cage are lost. Yeah, that's all fine. Assign accessories. I haven't got any. And then draw one corresponding need card for each revealed colour bar. So we draw a yellow, a green, and a red. And we can see what the pet's demands, like, potentially are. So, unless we change it with cards from our hand, the red would be a little outburst. That's easily contained by the cage. The green would be a bit of poo. And the yellow would be a food, or we could make it be a food and play. Like, we don't necessarily need to do that, because, like, you might want it to have more needs because of the requirements of the exhibition that you're going to. So I would like to not have poo in there because I can't clear it out while they're in there. And if it builds up and they get suffering as well, they'll get very upset. We don't want animals to suffer. I have got 2 vegetables. I could just... There are loads more vegetables coming next time. I could just feed them twice and then worry about food next time. So you've got to assign these face down, but you know the game, we're solo. It doesn't matter. There's no exhibition yet, and we don't want them to eat next time, but we don't need them to eat next time. So I think I'm going to go with that. So we evaluate the stuff. For every violent outburst, you've got to have a cage that can handle them. It can handle them, so that's fine. We could have them playing with them, but we don't need to do that. So I've spent my veggies. The cage can handle that stuff, so they get discarded. Righty. And then we... Oh, actually, yeah, that's got play on it, hasn't it? We could use that as a... I've got just a play. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We have got just a play card. So yeah, it would be an idea to keep it for next show. But I've got a pure play. So I'm okay knowing that I can do that. That's all of them. Then we would resolve the exhibition, but there's none of that in round 1. Then there's business. You can sell one of your pets to a customer. No customer in round 1. And they've got to be size 4 at least to be able to sell one of them. Then we discard the cards that we used. We haven't had extra cards from the fortune teller. And then our pets can do things. We can use an imp to remove 2 manure from empty cages. Well, there's a manure in there, so you can clean that up, please. And then other imps can do odd jobs around the town and earn a gold each. So I can boost me winnings a little bit there. And then phase 6 is aging. So age each of your pets according to the arrows that are on there. So, well, actually, so he's getting 2 older. So he now potentially, the outburst should be contained, but the feeding, the playing, hopefully we can play with them. One thing that's not on my player aid, they're on here for pets with special abilities, but all of the pets have got bits of backstory. So the pet we have adopted here, or we are raising in our shop, is Dire Bunny. Perhaps his ancestors ate too many 4-leaf clovers. A full-grown dire bunny is strong enough to bring down a stego bully and bouncy enough to catch fully laden swallows. There's little bits for everybody in there. So they haven't got special abilities per se, although they're an omnivore. They can, they've all got little flavour text to them, whether they've got abilities or not, which I like. Age all your food. Return all your imps home unless they got injured. I don't think we had any injured imps. The money's gone that they went with. Reset the exhibition track. Move the progress marker to the next round. Pass the first player token. Like, if there's stuff going on. The neutral imps need to move. So you see some of the spaces. Oh, that's the wrong button. Some of the spaces are not actual worker placement spots. They're these little ones that are just kind of extra stopgaps for the neutral workers to go into. They're not on the other side of the board when you don't need the neutrals. So they're not necessarily blocking someone off. I can't get an add-on now. Maybe I should have got an add-on. I'll probably regret it. We have got a nice empty cage, though, for a young one. So then phase 1 is set up. We need to reveal the next unrevealed... Wrong buttons all over the place here. The next unrevealed stuff. So for round 3, we have an exhibition. Oh, we don't want to feed people. That's not that simple, is it? Oh, we want imps to be hospitalized. Oh, that is food that has been eaten. The food with a cross in it. So you get 2 points at the round 3 exhibition for every imp that was hospitalized. So for pets that had an outburst beyond their cage's limits, you put imps in to stop them escaping. And then negative points. In the first exhibition, it's poo. Suffering cubes and mutations are frowned upon over here. So yeah. Then... So that's coming up. And then the customer. So from round 3, we can sell a pet. And again, they're looking at the cards that we played. They want pets that in that round really wanted to eat, be violent, and poo. And I think there is that for all of the customers as well. So this is Porky Orky looking for a pet that shares his interests. So that's the new customer. Reveal the next facility tile. This is something from Dark Alleys. Oh, I haven't moved these guys clockwise, have I? So we can come here to get a permission tile. Your permission tile goes on the right, well, underneath the rightmost tile here, and then you get to do one of the things. Thanks, James. Have a good night. So there's cost on the top, there's a result on the bottom. Here is you can pay gold, and then you can get an imp back from either being hospitalized or from the top board. Here you can pay a food, and it becomes, we can pay a vegetables, and it becomes a, is it canned vegetables? No, it becomes a lollipop. The meat becomes canned meat in a different tile, but you can turn a vegetable into a lollipop. The food does not age and satisfies a hunger and a play. So that's something that we could do with an action. Get a permission slip here. We don't know which order these kind of events in the Dark Alley come, but if you wait till the end, of course, and you do permission here, you get permission to do all of them. But if you do it earlier on, in the business phase, just before the imps get to do extra stuff, clean up the manure, earn your gold, you can use one of the facilities. So another thing like the imps, it makes sense to do it early as well. So reveal the next facility tile, remove all of the food and restock according to the round tile. So there is actually no veg here because this imp's taken it all. The middle stall is free now and has 2 veg and a meat, and the stall at the bottom has 2 meat. And we can see next time they're not going to be as stocked up. Let's see, next time the meat stall is going to be unavailable. Oh, we need to stock up some things as well, don't we? So remove food tokens and restock. We need to gain income, which is 1 for us. Move the neutral imps, discard any cage from the top row. So that cage is actually going, and we're seeing 3 completely fresh cages, unless somebody is on one of these spots, and then we wouldn't see anything. So a 1 and 1 cage, but it satisfies a play need. A 1 and 2 cage, and a 1 and 0 cage that satisfies a play need and a poo need. That's pretty good. So discard any cage from the top row, discard any add-on from the top row, and pop a new one out. Go to purple instead of red. Remove any top row pets. Add a meat to the meat stand for every removed one. Yeah, that's you can intuit what that means. And then we move the bottom row pets to the top, and they become age 3 pets. And then I need to dip into my big bag o' pets and pop 3 out here. Ooh, we've got some interesting ones. They look like expansion-y ones. So these are all age 2. So this is Shining Spook. Can transfer a mutation per round to each of the neighbouring pets. Loads of purples there. And this is the Pearl Pusher. All of their manure contains a gold. You have to clean up the manure to collect it. But I mean, a purple and a yellow, that's perfect. They're just not going to get much, are they? Because that's all of their needs. Like, they're not going to do it multiple times. But we could get some points in the exhibition. We want to score something. And they're probably not going to break out of this, are they? Okay. Anything else to do? Deal new pets. Artifacts. The artifacts weren't available in round 1 because a neutral imp was in the way. If we come here, we can get both these artifacts. The shovel. I love the shovel. So the shovel means you can remove manure even if there's pets in the cages. And this book here, you decide on one of the 2 colours and draw an extra card of that colour, which might not sound like much, but it means you've got an extra choice of that colour for the rest of the game. So that's something that we can do. Artifacts, discard any accessory from the top row, slide them up and pop a new one out. Where are my accessories? Oh, they're back here. Okay. And the game can get longer with the expansion. You can have a 7th round. I've chosen to go for the compromise, where you still get extra customers, but the game is still just 6 rounds. So we'll see what we can do with that. Okay then. I think that's all of the setting up. So we could go to the black market now. Stuff costs an extra gold, but I mean, Skelly's right there. Comes with a potion. And you can treat a potion as if it was anything for the exhibition. It's going to cost a gold, and the gold has to come from your treasury. I've got plenty of gold for now. Just see about groups. Because if we want to go and get, say, a new cage so we can keep getting pets. Like, I like the sound of a 1-and-1 that can also have play. That kind of suits this, doesn't it? I like the idea of poo containing gold. I like the idea of a pet not eating. Or not wanting to eat. So maybe you go and get Skelly. You go and get a cage. He's going to want feeding. And what food have we got? He eats anything, though. So we could just go and grab... Where's he meant to be? Oh, he's here. We could just go and grab the 2 veg and a meat. We want someone back playing, though, don't we? But that will satisfy a play need. If we go and get that cage. And the more cages, the more pets we can start getting and hopefully juggling. And... so when the imps need to play with the pets, you pop them in between so the imps can actually play with 2 different pets. So we might not actually need the play need thing. Like if they're going to play and they're going to play, one imp can play with them both. So that's something to think about. I'd like the shovel, because I'd like to clear out the manure. Okay. Get a new pet. Get the artifacts. We've got a lot of gold. We could just go all out on groups here. Just so we can send extra people. It's got to be like size 3, size 4. You could go and get a cage. If we're willing to spend everything... Oh, no, we can't spend everything because we need... We need someone to play, don't we? Okay, don't get all of the extra pets. It's just 3 actions again. The next time I might get the imps, so we can have 2 imps. You could go make a lollipop, so that it satisfies a food and a play. But they're not going to need food. They're going to be playing and it's good. I want to get 2 pets, see? I want to start them aging up, because later on, there's 2 customers each round. You could sell a pet to each of them, but you've got to have the pets. And once you've got the cages, they're there for the whole game, aren't they? Go for it. We'll do 4 things. So you're going to go to the black market and spend a gold to get me Skelly, who doesn't need to be fed and doesn't need to be placed in a cage just yet. I think you are going to go and get me food. So I've got 2 veg and a meat. I was going to get a cage and a pet. Or we could just get a cage and an artifact, get pets next time. But the earlier you get them, the earlier they start doing stuff. I can't take the older pets, can I? Uh-oh. Doesn't look good for them then. Let's get a cage. Let's see, 1-1 and a play. Sounds good. And you don't have to define all of this stuff yet. And, oh, actually, I don't fill that up, do I? We'll have that refill with something else, because they're there. So they would thematically take that. And I'm going to spend way too much money just so I could do all of these actions. Have you moved? I don't think you have you? No, now you've moved. So here's somewhere we can come, which makes it more profitable. You can get more points for selling pets. I'm not going to do that this turn, though. We'll maybe send a group there at some point. So I've got some artifacts now. What colour do we want to choose? Yellow or green? I suppose... We've got more green needs here. Gonna have more yellow here. Oh, he's got an extra need built onto him as well. So even though he's only age 2, he's got an extra green and he's got an extra purple. Sneaky. I'm going to go... Green can't have play on it. But yellow could have magic. I'm going to say yellow. So I get an extra yellow from my artifact. And that's all my workers placed. So then it's define where everyone's going. And we're going to say here, actually. Why not where the play need is already satisfied? Might still need an imp stood there if he's going to play. And then we need to draw the cards, don't we? Still not got any accessories and things. I'm trying. Or couldn't have got accessories this turn, actually. So that shouldn't have restocked either, should it? So I need 2 red, 2 yellow. 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 green, and 1 purple. And let's start sorting these needs out. So we can... You just have to play that many cards to the pet. Oh, we've got yellows. Oh, that's kind of what we were hoping for, isn't it? Magic and play. So this cage can't contain any magic, so that would be quite bad if we left him there. So in terms of purple, we've got a play or we've got a sickness. I don't want the sickness. So for the exhibition, it's going to be you that's exhibited, right? Because it's only one pet. Then that's the different icons here, isn't it? Like that's one specific pet. That's all of your kingdom. So yeah, we'll assign those two to him. Oh, so that's good as well, because he'll have two play needs. One's satisfied by the cage, and one's going to be satisfied by this imp that I'm going to bring in. So that's okay there. I'll put you there so I remember. So you... Oh dear. We don't want you having a magical outburst because you'll mutate. So I'll use one of me yellow cards that's just playing. In terms of greens, I haven't got any imps spare. The advantage of pooing, I can clear cages out while they're occupied. But we've got to play two reds. An extra play, they wouldn't be satisfied, would they? I've only got one imp available to play with them. And if the pet wants to play and they can't be played with, they get a suffering. I don't want that. They can have a lot of outbursts. So I would have loved to have drawn those with reds, but we didn't. It saved the red for next time, so we're going to have to give them a suffering. Which is bad. If they ever get suffering greater than their size, they are lost. So at the moment, size like 5. So 1 suffering's not going to be the worst thing. And then 2 green out of the 3 that I've got. So a food, I can feed you. I was hoping you'd want more food. But we're going to have to go for a poo, I think. So they're the cards assigned. So for each of the things we've got to do stuff. So a food needs to be spent. Let's say meat, because it's going to go off quicker. It's going to go off if we don't spend it in it. And suffering, they get a suffering cube on them. Rage is handled by the cage. Play is handled by this imp. And then, so they're all done with. 2 play, 1, 2. 1 magic is contained by the cage, so they are fine. And I'll leave those out because we've got the exhibition here. So for every pair of magic and play, you get 3 points. And then every individual one is worth an extra point. -1 for every poo that they did. None this round, so I get 4 points from that. And this is working a bit differently because it's the solo. Oh, thanks, James. Hope you have fun. Right. So, that's all of that done. Do all of those business. There's no one to buy pet just yet. And then imps. I've got no imps spare to do any manure duty or gold duty. So, aging. They're not going to age as much this time. So, you're just going to go up by 1. And you can see the sale price of the pets goes on there now. So 3 gold for them. Skelly is going to get older. Might need some more magic protection now. Oh, I need a poop cube, don't I? As well. A lot going on in that cage. So, do all of that. Age all of your pets. Age your food. So the veg is fine for now. Reset the exhibition track. Move the progress marker to the next round. So round 3. Pass the first player. Don't worry about that. Reveal the next exhibition and customer tiles. So we have an exhibition that wants magical outbursts. Well, Skelly's fairly good at that. He wants a lot of sickness and anger to be played from a pet. Okay. Sickness, it's possible on all of the cards. It's a bit more likely on yellow and purple. We'll have to see if we can get someone that he'd like to buy. And negative if they wanted food or they've got sickness cubes on them. So that's going to affect him a bit. Nothing we could have done there. So reveal the next stuff, reveal the next facility tile, which is you can send an imp here to get 2 money. Then we want food tokens gone and restock according to the round. So we want two veg, 1 veg, 2 meat in the middle, 2 meat on the right. Then gain income is just 1. It's the only money I've got. And then move the neutral imps. Oh, probably need my imps back a year ago. Pop all of them back. Neutral imps. You go there, you go there. So the meat's taken. You go there, you go there. You go there. And you go there. You go there. You go there. Discard cage from the top row. Move everything up. Get a new cage. Discard the top add-on. Oh, they would actually take a cage, so you didn't see the really cool cage. I'll come out next time. So a food requirement, a meat requirement already handled. Go to cage, discard the add-on, remove any top row pets, and add a meat for each removed pet. I'm sorry, pets, I failed you, but I'm trying this whole business on my own. A meat to the meat stand, but the meat stand has actually got a neutral imp on it, so it's not getting anything. And then age all of these up. And then we only put 2 new pets in the bottom because there is a neutral imp buying 1 of them already. So there's our selection of pets for this round. Then artifacts, they're not blocked by the neutral imp, so we can see 2 more of them. So this one is works on up to 2 available imps per round. Place such imps on top of the red or purple number of any cage, and this acts as a +1 bonus. And another book, this time it can be used on red or purple. We have got a book here from the expansion that can be any of the colours defined when you buy it. Artifacts, accessories. Discard the top one. And 2 come out, so we can make a pet worth 1 extra gold when you sell them and give them extra needs to satisfy exhibitions and stuff. So then we are into the actions. So I definitely want somebody to go and get me imps, because you'd get me 2. But if we wait till next time, you'd get me 3. We haven't got a lot of gold to go with anything. I need you in a better cage, so do I need to go and get a cage? And if I'm going to get another cage to put you in, I might as well go and get another pet. You don't want food. I've got 2 veg. You might want both that veg. We want someone who's going to be aggressive, really. You want veg. And you might want to be played with a bit. Maybe you. Yeah, go and get another pet. So that's what we're doing. Cage. Go get imps. I can't send any more though, because it needs to be a bigger group. Or do you send the one somewhere else and go get the action will be available next time, and then you get 3 imps from it. And have them all available to do stuff. Like you could go and get these and have the imps boofing up the cages, then you might not need another cage. You could do that every round. You could just go and get an accessory. You could do that instead of getting a cage. But if we got a cage... No, we can't get 2 pets because I haven't got the imps for it. You could just get an add-on. It's an omnivore. Getting meat requirement on there would be quite nice. So they don't have to actually spend any food. It's all good stuff, really. Right, that's the assignment, whatever we're doing. We're definitely going and getting a pet. And I think we're going to get you. Do we need food? I'm scared we need food now. I'm going to go over here because I want food. Get in a cage or get in imps? If you have more imps to earn gold next time. More imps, and then we could maybe send 4 groups next time. Yeah, get your imps. Oh, I don't feel like I'm doing well. I'm making decisions, though, which is unusual for me. Well, but we need a cage. We need a cage. We can't go and get the imps. This is a 2. If you were going to get the artifact, you would maybe, like, be okay to having the imps boost in the cage. Okay, go and get the artifacts. Red or purple? I'm going to say red, because we want aggro, don't we? For the next 2 things, we want imps to be hospitalized, actually. It's probably not going to happen. I'm probably not going to do well at this, but we're probably going to have a lot of food eaten, which will satisfy the thing in a different way. Okay, so I get an extra red card. It's just some aggression. And then we got to put people in their places. Oh, big stretch from Marty. I'm scared about this. Maybe I shouldn't have gone and got another pet. We got to go for it, haven't we? So I want 1, 2, 3, 4 green, 3 red. Him having an outburst's okay, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. You see how this builds up? Not only as they get older, not only as you get more pets, but as they get older and they need more and more things each. Trying to work out where this stuff's going to go. So I'm thinking you're going to be the big aggressor and get bought. Right? So for that, we want just aggression, aggression, aggression. And to be eating. I mean, eating and aggression is perfect. I mean, the customer doesn't mind the manure. They want the manure. It's apparently quite like the customer itself. We want... We don't care as much about play, but a play is satisfied by the cage, so that would be okay for your yellow. And 1 magic's satisfied. Oh, but then we've got extra stuff. We could have an extra rage. If the imp's going to stand on the 1 to boost it by 1 because of my artifact. And then we could have an extra play if there's an imp stood there. But that means we need him not to play. Which means giving him a sickness. Which I don't want. So don't mind giving him poo, because his poo's got gold in it. What does he need? 2 greens. Eating's fine, though, as well. Because we want food tokens used, don't we? So if you're going to eat, if you're going to have food, you might as well eat as well, because that's worth a point each at the exhibition. Or we could not boost this and just have them injured. The exhibition would like that, but I'd rather not lose my imps to hospital. So more red. Like, you can just be aggression because that's fine. Then So we've got 2 red. I need to play 2 greens. So a food and a poo. The customer's going to love this. They're going to pay top dollar for you. And then might as well be aggression and food, because we can have 3 aggression on this. And then is that everything? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are we missing? Another yellow. Oh, we were going to have a play, weren't we? Because there's an imp playing with both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's satisfied. And then this one here. How much food is this? He's eating 3. He's eating none. And would be really upset if we tried to... if he wanted food. So we could, if we spend all of our food... You could have another food need. Your yellow is going to have to be sickness. If we give you a play, it's going to be a despair anyway. So I'm sorry about that. And then your purple. We haven't got a purple that's just magic. Oh. Spending it over here. Oh. Well, instead of you just having magic, why don't you be angry on your red and then play? Because you've got 2 plays. And that's okay, isn't it? I think. 4 things, yeah. We'll go with that. So we've got to resolve all of the stuff. So you want to eat 3 things. You can eat meat and veg. You want to eat 2 things. Get a sadness. Magic's contained. 2 more poos. Oh, wait a minute. Disease. If the sum of disease cards and manure is greater than 2, the pet gets suffering. So disease plus manure is 4, so they'd get 3 suffering. I forgot about that bit. Well, why don't you... Because I don't think there was an option to not have them poo. Oh, they're going to be sad and that's going to count against me. I'm going to be a bad pet owner. They get a suffering, an additional 1 for every point by which it exceeded 2. It's not going to run off, but it's going to be worth a lot less points now. And they're all... yeah. I didn't play a disease... Oh, it's not got a disease card assigned to it. That's okay. I can play the poo on it, as long as if you play a disease as well. 1 disease is fine. It probably shouldn't have that suffering, actually. I'm confusing disease and suffering, aren't I? Yeah, it's got none. That's fine. Great. It only had 1 poo when it played that disease last time. And then you played with once, played with twice is fine. 2 aggression is fine because of the imp. Boosting that up there. We're okay. So for the exhibition, number of imps injured is 0. Number of food eaten was 5. Minus sadness cubes. So you don't get one either because of how disease works. You should have a poo on, which actually should have a gold in it. But we've got no imps to clean any of this out yet. So 5, no mutations. We get 5 points at the exhibition, which I think is better than last time. So we've got 9 points overall now. And that's all of the exhibition stuff as normal. Then you may sell 1 size 4 or above pet to each available customer. You work out the customer's score and get double that in points. But if you went here and you've got imps on the platform, you can remove 1 from the platform to get triple their score in points instead. So we're going to sell this pet. They just had 3 food plus 2 poos plus 3 aggression. They were with 8 points, so that's going to be 16 altogether. So we're on 25. They've got no disease assigned to them this round. They've got no sadness cubes on them, so a suffering cube. So that's fine. I'm going to regret putting these all in one big discard pile, aren't I, in a minute when I need to shuffle everything. So I've had the points. We get 3 money. They've got no mutations, so we don't need to pay anything. 1, 2, 3. And then you can, if you want, pair them up. So this is gone now, but customers and their pets. That's our little display. Marty's automatic feed has just gone off, so he'll be leaving us now. So that's the business done. Discard the assigned need cards. There's nobody going to hospital, but yeah, there's can use a facility you have access to. I've got no access to anybody. Use available imps to clean up renewal. That's going to be my problem now. I can clean them up later. It's going to be dangerous having this much poo about. So we want to bring everyone back. I still haven't got any more imps, but I'll be able to get 3 from the action now. I've got some points at least. At least I'm not going to end the game with like 3 points. Age each of your pets. So let's see how they're going to turn. How's it going? I'm alright, thanks. Are you? I am managing pets. What size should you be? You were 2 in there and then you went up to that. Yeah, and now you're going up 1 more. Okay. Pets are aged. Discard all the food tokens. I've got no food whatsoever. Reset the exhibition track. Move the progress marker past the first player stuff. Then, the next exhibitions. So, in round 5, there'll be an exhibition based on pets who play. This is all of your pets as well. All of the magic needs of all of your pets, and double points for play needs, but negative points for manure and mutations, and customers that want to buy magical, playful, aggressive pet, and a very magical and playful pet. Double the points for magical pets. But this one doesn't want manure, this one doesn't want mutations. Nobody wants pets who have suffered. Well, they do want them. They want to make their lives better in their nefarious dungeons. But they're not gonna... We're not going to get as good reputation for selling pets who have suffered in our care. So, that's revealing them. Revealing the next facility. We've got a facility here. You can send an imp here, and you can get rid of a mutation or a suffering cube from one of your pets. Then food tokens go back, and this round we will be getting 1 veg. I won't even bother filling this. 3 veg, 1 meat that would have been, but that's blocked up. A neutrals go in there. That sucks. Food. I suppose Scaly doesn't eat, but I forgot his name. Pearl Pusher over here with his golden poo. He's gonna need some veg. We can still get 1 veg. It's not as good, is it? Spending a whole action to come here and get 1 veg. Not assign food needs to him, maybe. Maybe he's just going to have to do some more golden poops. Okay, so that's refreshing the food. Gain income is 1 coin. So we're back up to some money now. Can't go to the black market because there's an option to get food at the black market as well. That's what this exhibition tile is here. You choose one of the food options and you get that much stuff. So it's only really good for meat. It's okay for other things, but yeah, it's not actually available. Can't go on the platform again. Can't get artifacts. Can't get meat from there. And then... yes, all of that stuff's good. So, discard cage from the top row. Slide up. And we're only going to see 1 new one because this imp's buying something. This is... it's got a name. The experimental cage. So, this has got a strength, an anti-magic, and a disease need fulfilled. Or... you can double any one of those to negate all of the other bits. Okay. So that's the cages done. The add-ons. I could come over and buy an add-on, which maybe I need to beef up a cage with Skelly. Ooh, over here we have got the jukebox. So I think it's at the point where we put everybody in cages. You can pay a gold. You basically put a gold in one of these slots. Hi, Marty. Don't take him long to eat that food. You can put a gold in one of these slots, and the add-on does that thing until you activate it again in a future round to make it do something else. So that's a very cool add-on. Does cost you money, but it's pretty great. And I'm looking in the wrong bit. Do your add-ons. Remove the top row pets. Sorry. It does mean 2 more meat is getting added. And then you guys are going to age. And come up here. New pets are coming out, although only 2 of them. Yeah, you gotta love a golden poop game. Oh, who are you? You are a house vampire. 1 hunger need automatically satisfied, but each other hunger need grants a suffering or puts an imp in hospital. So they're probably nibbling on the imp. Okay. So that's the pets. Artifacts don't get topped up. Accessories will. Hi, Rach. I don't know if you can hear Marty. He's probably not coming through in the mic. But he's chatting away.
You can drink any of your drink.
Oh yeah, I've got a drink. Thank you.
Cold.
I haven't drunk anything. It now occurs to me for like the last hour and a half. We've topped everything up. Okay, think about groups then. We definitely need to send someone over to the imps because as nice as it would be to wait until next round, that space is getting blocked off next round. So let's not wait. Probably we might want to try and get away without needing food. I quite like the vampire. Who doesn't want a house vampire? If we get more imps, we're then going to have imps that can do some playing and do some manure cleanup. I want a new pet, probably to keep the cycle of pets going. Like, I've got to assign loads of disease to a pet. So maybe you want the experimental cage that's gonna... One, two, three. Yeah, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do actions like that. Because we're going to have 3 imps come in that can handle the cages and stuff from here, aren't we? Oh no, they're not. They go to the immigration space. Oh, that's bad. Okay, we can probably only do 3 actions this turn then. Should have done it last turn. Because I need imps back here. You could, like, have 1 imp back and spend all your money, but I need this manure cleaning out. It's dangerous. And it'll get me gold clearing it out. Oh, I've made bad decisions. So disease needs. I haven't really got cards with disease needs, but if somebody's very purple, then you want a cage that can hold them. We're hoping for no food needs, but he's got 2 greens. That's unlikely, isn't it? Although the green in my hand is... Ooh. Spending a whole action to go and get 1 veg seems like a massive waste. We shouldn't have spent all your food last time. Fair point. You haven't come to a single thing to get a pass over here. It's because it's restrictive in the solo. The solo wasn't necessarily thought of around dark alleys, but I included it. I want to show things off. We'll stick with this then. Yeah, we'll stick with it. So you are going to go and get the imps before this action is blocked off. That is right, isn't it? You just double check. I'm sure by immigration space, that's what that action's called, isn't it? Inviting new imps. Yeah, they stay on the action space till the end of the round, and you will be able to use them in future rounds. So, yeah, you'll go there. You'll get me a new pet. And I like the sound... Oh, they'll only buy an age 4 pet. I think the house vampire. Changing my mind. And we're going to get this cage, the experimental cage, where we can change its requirements up a bit. Thanks, Rach. And I think we might be selling Skelly. Because he could be sold. We might do some fighting. We want people to be very magical. Everyone to be very magical. I think that's why I was thinking of getting them. They're not going to have a food need. They're going to have a play need. Go on, we'll get the older one. We could still get the house vampire next time. Just think, Rach. Get the good pets. Hopefully the imps we've got back here will help. So that's all of the actions. Still not doing many. Assign. I think that's what we're assigning. We want one person to have lots of disease. So we want someone that's going to get sold to get these disease cards. Every disease card is worth 3 points to the customer. I mean, the longer you wait, the older they get. I like Skelly. I like not having a food need, although I would also quite like. We've got very low magic, like, resistance, haven't we? If we're going to play the disease on the person, we'll sell Skelly. We're getting some more veg next time. They both want veg, though. Oh, Ultra Juby. Yeah, you should be too. We'll do it like that. I'm not happy with any configuration, to be honest. The only disease card that I've got is purple. Hopefully I can get some more. There is some on green, but it's unlikely. It's a lot more likely on yellow and purple. We'll stick with that. That's the configuration. Got no add-ons, got no accessories, but hopefully it'll be okay. So I need only one red card. Green, that's just 2 as well. Pets that don't really eat a lot. Yellow is a lot, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for purple, that should be a lot as well. 2, 4, 5. I'd like to have got 2 pets for all the selling in a bit. We'll buy an age 3 pet next time. Like I did this time. So, the assignment of all of this stuff. So if we're going to be selling Pearl Pusher, what have we got that's got disease on it? Because 1 is contained by the cage itself. And we could even, if we're okay with these being 0s, we could have the cage containing 2 of the disease. Although, it would be, if the sum of the disease cards and manure is greater than 2, if we don't put any manure, then that's fine. We could assign this. We could assign a 3rd disease card to them because 1 is negated by the cage. The other 2, if the sum of disease cards and manure is greater than 2, well, it's 2 if we don't assign poo. So I still need to assign 2 greens, and we've got no food. So that's going to be a suffering cube. There's nothing I can do about that. So we can assign a poo, but I've got to assign a food. That's my only choice in greens. It's the only other green card I have. So they're going to get a suffering cube, and that'll lose us a point. And they haven't been magical, but hopefully we can get other people to be magical. And they've not played at all, and these guys aren't opposite each other. So I wouldn't mind people being as magical as possible. So what have we got in terms of purples? That's just straight magic. That's aggression. I kind of want play because the cage handles that. But if we could do play and magic by using imps, it will help us more in the exhibition. But we still need to satisfy you. So for red we could just do aggression, because we don't need to have play, and play's probably going to come from elsewhere, I imagine. So that's your red taken care of. You need 2 yellows, and we want you to be as magical as possible. Let's see. Magic or play is going to require imps. So whatever you put down, it's going to require people. It's just that usually play you can hold between characters, but I can't in this. So we're probably just going to have to... We've only got 3 imps, and nobody's going to be clearing manure out of here or here. At least he's going to put another golden poo in there. Oh, but there is going to be poo. You add manure to the cage before you evaluate the disease. Okay, so we're not going to be able to put... If you're going to put poo on, which you have to... You don't have to. Get one of these disease out. We can't do that. It was going to be great, but we can't do it. Put a play instead. And then we can put a play on you, and one of the imps satisfies both of them. That means we can put a disease on you, because it's not going to be greater than 2, as long as we don't put any poo down. We just need 2 purples. So let's have a look at me purple options here. 1 magic's taken care of, so that's fine. And then another play is going to have to be taken care of by an imp. If I put another magic down, we'll get another point in the exhibition. But I want some kind of manure clearing. So I'm going to have to leave an imp aside to do that. Because this cage is unusable as in the condition that it's in right now. And it's going to stay that way. So that's all of the assigning. So for the exhibition, no downside to this. How many magic did you play? 2? That's rubbish. Yeah, 2. 2 points from the exhibition. We're selling you. So every disease is worth 3. Every aggression, you couldn't play some aggression, is worth 1. So basically we've got 6. You played a food need, -1. They need to do a golden poo. Place satisfied all of that. 1 disease taken care of. That's all fine. So 6, 5, and then they weren't fed, so they've got a sadness cube on them. 4 points. Now that seems rubbish. Oh well, it's 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because you're doubling it. Yeah, we'll go with it, and we'll get 2 gold for selling Pearl Pusher. I don't think they're ideal pet, but they'll make a good dungeon together. Then I think that's all of that stuff. And then the next 2 rounds, there's the opportunity to sell 2 pets per round. We want a lot of playing happening next time. So remaining imps. I should have had a potion card this entire time for him. Oh well, we'll save it for a future round. It's like a wild card. So we'll have an imp clearing 2 poo. We'll clear this poo, so not only does it clear out 2 cages, it gets me 2 gold. Because it was pearl poo. Then that's all of the imps used. Age the pets. So the pets are now... You're getting a bit more playful. Skelly is getting a bit weary. His older age, but sells for 4 now. 4 money. Good. A decent chunk of change here. Age food, didn't get any. Reset the exhibition track. Move the progress marker to round 5. That's the first player token. Reveal the next exhibitions. So, well, we're just about getting them on here. The last exhibition, is this just the same card multiple times? With player aid. Choose 1 type of need, and you get 2 points for every one you played of that need. but every suffering cube is -2 points each. And then the customers, he wants a lot of poo and a bit of magic, but really doesn't want suffering. And he wants double for food, a point for disease, but doesn't want suffering or magic. He's probably not going to be happy with most of my pets. We'll have to get someone who isn't magical, which is probably a good idea, because my cages don't really lean towards the magical. We could still get a cage for here, by the way. Like, we can still pop an upgrade down, and we can still move the pets about to other cages. And we've got this potion that might help out now. Maybe it helped forgetting, because I would have used it on something stupid. So reveal the next facility. Not that I've got a pass yet. It says spend a gold and remove 2 manure. Then food tokens go back and top them up based on the exhibition tile. 2 veg. The veg store is going to be occupied. 2 veg and a meat. We're going to be able to go there though. And 2 meat. Then gain income. There's 1 more. We've got a decent amount of money. And cage from the top row is gone. And we see some more. Another experimental one. Another very magical one. Oh, another play one. We've got that. And then add on. I'll move the neutral imps first. And get your imps back. So we've got 3 more imps, haven't we? To get involved here. Move the neutral imps first. So you can see which spaces don't need topping up. You go there, you go there. So we can boost. It might be worth sending a gang up here. You can only use 1 per round, so only a gang of 2 should go up there. It would triple the customer points instead of just double. And we probably want to get 2 pets. Like to sell next time. Okay. That's neutral. Add-ons we don't top up because there's a pet there. There's a neutral imp. Then top row pets go away and we get an extra meat on the stand. I'm hoping for Bob the Blob. I don't know if he's going to come up. You age up to 3s and go up there. And then new, we've got... Who are you? Pony. For each anger need exceeded, a play need in every other cage is satisfied. Ooh. Whether caught by imps or not. I'm very playful and aggressive robot. Okay. That's the pets. Artifacts. Oh, we can see 2 new artifacts now. And we've got a purple and yellow book. And choose an imp per round to count twice when either cleaning cages, entertaining pets, or catching them. That's good. And then an accessory goes away. Is it too late for me to get accessories now? So that you potentially you would have more actions like in a multiplayer game because you aren't subject to that restriction. You could make all of your groups size 1 if you want, but you'll probably have like lowest priority in the game. Like you might only need 1 worker to go in a spot, but you might load it up with imps and gold just because you desperately need like another cage and there's only 1 spot available this time, or you desperately need to like get your imps because it's the last chance, or get a potion because all your imps are injured. Okay, so let's think about sending people out then. So 1, 2, 3. The group of 2 I probably want to send out here. I don't know if I want to get a cage. I can't get an add-on though, is the thing. So I probably want to leave a lot of imps up lying about. Although we can send groups with some money. We've got some money to spend this time. And if we're going to sell 2 pets... Some very magical pets. I can't buy an age 3 pet, unfortunately. These will age up to 4 and I'll be able to sell them, but they're probably not going to be worth tons of money. So we want... You're going to go on the platform. You can go and get me a pet. You can go and get me a pet. Because the pets we buy next time could still be worth some points. There are final exhibitions that are worth some stuff. And one big need is going to be satisfied, so we might want Petz to help the final exhibition. A lot of playful pets. We're going to need food, aren't we? Someone's going to have to go and get some food. And then you guys hang back for the cages. Yeah, let's go for it. So getting pets on the platform. Getting pets. I like the idea of the pony. Satisfying play needs. But it's for every play need exceeded. They get out of the cage and play with everyone else, so I don't know that that would actually help me. Unless I'm willing to injure imps. Which historically, I've been willing to. Shouldn't have the veg there because he's buying it. Yeah, we've got to go and get food, haven't we? I'm just not deciding which pet to buy just yet. Black markets. I don't think I've moved them. Black market shouldn't be blocked off. It should be accessories again. I'm not going to get. Oh, it'll be a veg satisfied, a poo satisfied. Could have got that imp early on. I don't know if it would have helped as much as the Skelly. We got Skelly from there. We can't turn our noses up at Skelly. So we've got a bit of veg. So you're an omnivore, so you'll be useful to have around. Unfortunately, we can't go to the 3 age ones. I mean, in the final round, I probably will be willing to have anger needs exceeded. Yeah. And have me imps injured. That's how we'll do it. So that's the actions. Then, is that where they're all going? I think it might be. So you've got a play need satisfied. Down here we can double something we need, so I think I might put Skelly in that one, whereas you could go in a more basic one. Yep. And then draw your cards. So what do we need here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. Pony's quite aggressive, built in. Green. Oh, no green. Oh. Probably didn't need to go and get that food. Good to have. But if nobody eats the meat, it's gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow. And then 4 purple. And let's see how we're going. So if we're going to be selling these 2 guys, we want them to be magic, aggressive, playful. Oh, there's so much to think about with 4 pets, and some of them are old. Like, you can have a play need. And you can have a play need. Because this is play amongst everyone is doubled. And that's an imp to do both of those. Your aggression could be a play need. Have we got another aggression play need? Yes. Whoop. Oh, I can't pick things up. So you are entirely satisfied. 2 imps to play with both of them. You still need way more cards, but we'll handle that. So more reds. The pony could just have aggression, and that's fine. Because the cage can handle it. And in terms of yellow, it could eat. The meat's going to waste if nobody eats it. So they could eat. And then we want 2 yellows here. 1 plays satisfied, so that's okay. But we wouldn't mind you being magical as well. The cage can handle it. It can't handle being 2 more magical. Sickness, there's no poo in there, so that wouldn't be a terrible thing. Because the customer doesn't want poo. You could have an extra... You could have an extra play, but no one's going to play with you. Yeah, all of the yellows are just magic that I've got. So you can handle a magic, that's fine. If we had another play, and you played instead of being angry, can have an imp handling you there. But then I think you're going to get mutations. Because all of the purples are like angry or even more playing. Oh, we've got the potion. The potion can be something. We can say that's anything. Oh, but it's okay anyway. Like, we can play magic, and we're not going to be clearing any poo again, but we can have an imp boost the magic by 1 there. But then you still need a red, and we... So you could be aggression. That would be okay. And then 2 purple. So you'd get a sadness if you needed to play. Oh. So if you're going to be the aggro one, we don't want poo or sadness cubes on you. He doesn't mind mutations. We have to pay 2 money. It's going to cost us 2 money, essentially, if we sell someone with mutations, and it'll count against us in the exhibition. Because there's going to be 3 magic here. And the cage can only handle 1, actually. They'll get 2 mutations and they'll be gone. Oh, dear. What if we didn't... What if we played the sickness? There's no manure in here instead of the aggression. I know we do want aggression. And then we could turn off... You know, we can double anything in the cage and turn something else off. Then we could just have... 1 magic's fine, because that would be doubled to 2 now. And then what? You still need another purple on there. We'll do play and it'll get sad. Sorry, Skelly. We've been through a lot, but I think that's how we're going to have it. Yeah. So, resolving things. For the exhibition, 2 points for every play. Oh, let's resolve the cards first. So first of all, hunger. You want to eat a meat. That's fine. Then poo. Nobody. Play. So you want 2. You want 3. We've only got 2 imps here. So you're going to get a suffering, right? Yep. Then you want 2. You're being played with here. You want 1. Because the cage handles 1. That's fine. Anger. 1's fine here. Magic. You're fine in here. You're fine in here. Magic's all fine. Disease. There's not... Disease plus manure is not greater than 2 here. And then potions. We haven't got any potions yet. So every play card is worth 2 points. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 points in this exhibition. We wanted it for the customers as well. I'm just thinking the maximum points is only 6. So they could have been mutated and everything. Maximum 6 points in the exhibition. Right. Very well at that exhibition. Customers. So we want... I think they'll both be satisfied with either of them. So 2, 4, 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Or it would be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven and 4. Or 6 and 5. Okay, 7 and 4. Skelly to you. Snorful to you. Because the 7 points, we will triple. You can only do one off the platform each round, even if you're selling multiple pets. So 7 will be tripled to 21. So we'll be on 62. I can put my 50 in. And you will just be doubled from 4 to 8. So you'll be on 20 now. It's looking alright. We're on 100. The customer sales that are doing it. And we get 6 gold from you. Although you should be -1 actually. Same difference then. So 3 points off. There's a sadness cube that would have counted against us somewhere. So you got you, and you got you. And everyone was happy, and we discarded cards. Then there's no cleaning up of manure. There's no odd jobs. Aging the pets. So they're going to go up now and age into sellable pets. And age your food. So the veg ticks up. I don't know we're going to need that veg. The imps come back. But we might want the pony in somewhere that'll kick off to satisfy the play needs of other pets. Although the imps, if they're not injured, the imps that are injured are worth negative points in these final two. Well, in one of the final 2 exhibitions at the end of the game that scores you, for your leftover stuff. So people come back, reset that, get to round 6. First player token, and then we don't reveal anything because it's the last round. The final facility is out, so we could come here now and we'd have use of any of these and get to use one more at the end, because manure isn't good either. That's -1 in this final exhibition for having cages and that. Then facility's done, so that's make the canned meat. Put a food in here and it becomes a canned meat, which satisfies a food need. And it gives you an extra point in the exhibition for every canned meat that was eaten. They go off, and the hut should be 2, 2 and 1, and 3. Income is 1 money. Oh, you haven't had your income from your pets. 6. 2, 4, 6. 4 imps left over to look after the cages wasn't enough to do like what I wanted. Then move the neutrals. So you go there. Meat off the menu. You go there, you go there. And then you guys go over there. So we can't use the facilities because it's blocked off in the last round actually. Oh well, ignored it too long. Then cages. One's getting bought so we don't replenish anything. Add-on. See a new add-on, it'll add more physical. Maybe we want the slot machine and add more magical. But actually we've got younger pets now, so maybe it's not going to be as bad. We want the pony somewhere with some magical resistance, but somewhere that she can break out of a bit. Injure an imp, satisfy play needs of other pets. Done the add-on. Top row pets go away. And so meat is added, but that's gone away. Hey Sean, how's it going? Yeah, Marty's not often here, He's wanting to be left alone, but he is here with us. A little microphone won't pick it up, but a little squeak to tell me get lost. And then, oh, we've got some. What are you called? You're not Bob the Blob. Is it Ghosty? Yeah, Ghosty doesn't add anything if Ghosty gets discarded from the top. Hey Carl, how's it going? So this is a fan-made solo variant where basically you're playing it by yourself, but you are restricted by, you know how you make the imp groups and like in multiplayer you're doing it blind and like you make these groups out of money and numbers of imps. Sometimes you need specific numbers and some money with them, but the order in which you place workers is based on biggest group to smallest in the multiplayer game. So obviously you can't do that solo. So what they've thought of for the solo variant is all of your imp groups have to be a different size. So if you want 4 actions, you're going to have to start spending money, and it's been very limiting in what we can like send over here. But we've got stuff done. I mean, I've got some decent points, I think. Some customers have been satisfied. And yeah, the goal is 100 points in the solo, but I'm playing kind of with expansion stuff that the solo variant wasn't written for, so the score, if it ever did, the score doesn't really matter. Right. I've done new pets. Discard the artifacts and deal 2 new. There's still some more. So we've got a green and red book, and then the fortune, what's it? Fortune teller. Before drawing need cards in phase 3, you can discard up to 3 cards and draw an extra one for each you discarded. And discard an accessory. And draw a new one. Never got an accessory. They're cool though. So, then you've got to divide stuff up. Hey, I can't see your name, but I'm glad you enjoyed Hadrian's Wall and Eldritch Horror. I love Eldritch Horror. I know one just happened, but I really want to do another one. I'm not going to. I'm going to hold off for a bit. There'll probably be another one in the summer. Yeah, I'm really in the mood for a game like that. Like, I can't like have it on the table like too long because I need to be filming things. But maybe something like Fortune and Glory. But people will be wanting and expecting the new one. I haven't got the new one. I don't think much has changed though, really. Or more Shadows of Brimstone. Because that just paused while we let other games have a chance, and it's been months now. I'm really itching to play some more of it. But the final round of Dungeon Pets is at hand, and what are we going to do? We want 2 new pets. They're not going to be sold, but we want to have one particular need a lot. It's probably going to be aggression, isn't it? Because we pick one need and score that double. You got a coffee mug, Sean? Oh, fantastic. Thanks for buying that. He's always, whether it's in glass form or real form, he's always staring at us in some way. Although he has actually, since he's gone and got his food, he's come back and he's not facing us for a change. He's not glaring at the door. He's properly asleep though. Some heavy breathing. So we want to get 2 pets, don't we? So an imp and a gold counts as a size 2. 2 imps and a gold. You'll be getting the other pet. I kind of want loads of imps left. Maybe I'll leave you and I'll just send you with gold, and I'll just send another imp over here with like 3 gold because I've got loads of gold. It is worth like stuff at an exhibition, but max points at an exhibition is only 6. We've got a bit of food available, so I'm going to buy you. You only want meat though, and you might want feeding. We might have to go and get food. We could go and get it from the black market. That could be 3 meat right there. So we want... The needs we want to assign are poo and magic. Although poo is with 3 points each, so ideally just that. Or a lot of food from someone. I don't think anyone's necessarily going to need loads of food. The only food need I've got is on green right now. Because that's 50% of the green cards are food need. There's only 3 red needs for food and 2 yellow needs for food. And we're only going to be able to sell these 2. Because they're the only ones old enough. So we want you to be in a weaker cage as well, I think. You'll satisfy play needs of other pets. Although I don't think it's really going to come to that. If we're going to play sadness on you, we'll put you down there. So we're going to get 1 from down here and 1 from up here. Do you want to make another group? We might need loads of pets standing by for playing and feeding, and maybe just clearing manure out and earning gold in there. This is the last action round, though. We're going to need some for reining the pony in if we want the pony to kick off. -2 points for each of these that you send into the hospital, though. And loads of one need, which is probably going to be aggression. So that's the good one for aggression, but it's full of poo. We haven't got veg. We've got a potion still in hand, and... oh, one of my imps shouldn't have come back. They should be waiting on this platform. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So you're going to go and get me Ghosty, I think. You can go in there. You are going to go and get me this guy. It's going to have to go in a bit of a pooey place. And then we'll probably need food, just so that's covered, in case it comes up. We've only got one meat, though. And then what about you? What are you going to do? We do the fortune teller. The fortune teller does 3 things. You can look at a face-down exhibition or customer tile. It's no good now. You draw 1 card of each colour. So extra, you have to discard them at the end of the round. But for this round, we would have an extra card of each colour. And then you remove a gold from a black market. So you don't need to pay that extra gold if you were to buy that thing. Obviously, in the last round, not as useful. But it's a possibility. We could go get an accessory. Give them a food need. Like for the one that's going to be bought by him. Yeah, go get an accessory. Give you a food need, because you'll eat veg. That's fine. You can assign the accessory to whoever you want. Right. I think that's all of the actions done, isn't it? So, I think we're sticking with where they are. Drawing the cards. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. I think we've just avoided a shuffle. Yellow. 4. Ooh, there are 4 yellow cards. Purple. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know it's been ages. It's been years since I played this. Oh, Dungeon Petz is so good. Just for this bit, even if nothing else. Oh, I need an extra green because the accessory I put down. So you can have a food. That's fine. You can have a food because we've got stuff available for that. So you. Let's have a look at what sickness cards we've got. Or disease cards we've got. I've got one in yellow. Not a lot. We could say this is sickness if we wanted to. The potion can be anything. It doesn't actually need to be anything, does it? I think we've got to define what it is. Like for a customer, does it make that clear in here? Potions, yes. And neither requires nothing. Can replace a need card of any colour. So does it say in the customer bit? Potions. You don't do anything to your pet, but you have to discard a card from your hand because you've got 1 too many. So it doesn't count for a... Does it count for selling a pet? I don't think it does. So it would just count as nothing if you played the potion. It's not like a wild that you can say is something else to satisfy something. So in terms of disease, we want you to have loads of disease because 1 is satisfied by your cage. So we could... all we can do though is give you a yellow one. And we don't want you to have magic, but you're not going to have magical outbursts. A lot of the purples are disease. In terms of play needs, though, if we have you be too aggressive and injure an imp, what have we got the teeth on? Only reds. I mean, you could eat and red because we want you to eat a lot. No, we want the disease one to eat a lot. We want you to poo a lot, which is probably going to work against the you breaking free of your cage. We want you to poo a lot and be magic. Can you be a bit magic? Oh, you can be a bit magic. That's good. So 2 yellows. Probably want a bit of playing. Oh, we could have you poo again. Every poo is worth 3 points to the customer. Definitely. And play a bit, because that's satisfied by your cage. Who'd have thought? The pony was bought fearing that they'd be aggressive, but actually they have just fouled the cage. So we need another... We need 2 red and 2 yellow here. So he's probably going to break out. Let's see, purple. He's going to need 2 purple. 1 can definitely be magic. 1 could be play. And then you could have a play. And an imp can be there to play with you both. So you are completely satisfied. You are completely satisfied. You need a red and a purple. Well, an aggression is fine. And from a purple, we don't want to play a disease. But there is no magical resistance on the cage. So we don't really want to play magic either. We're going to play something, though. So I think we'll play magic, and we'll use our artifact that lets us boost the power of the cage with an imp, so he doesn't get mutated. So you are satisfied now. You just need 2 reds played to you. And so, eating, you can eat veg, so yes, I don't mind you. It is eating an aggression, but that's okay. And then whether it's play or aggression, it's going to require an imp's attention, isn't it? So we're only going to have 1 to clean manure, but that's a couple of the cubes. So I think that's it. I think everybody's got all of the stuff that they need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Yes. 3 cards, 2 cards, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I think everybody's got what they need. So resolving everything. Hunger. You want a meat. You want 2 veg. That's fine. Poo. You are adding 3 manure to that cage. Oh, actually, yeah. Not having the cleaning is going to be a bit of a problem. Hopefully not too much, though. Play. 2 play there. Satisfied. 1 play there. Satisfied. 1 play here. Satisfied by the cage. All good. Anger. 1 anger here. Cage is okay with that. 1 here. 3 cage. None here. Magic. 1 here. Cage is fine. 1 here. The imp's making the cage better. 1 here. The cage is fine. Disease. The manure plus disease is not greater than 2, so no suffering going on. And no potions. So we've got to choose 1 need. I think it's play, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the thing we've played the most. And we get 2 points for every card of that need that we played. Pooh is a close second. So we would get 8 points from this, minus 2 for every suffering cube. We've got no suffering cubes. We've got some happy pets. So that's going to be... I don't know what points we were meant to be on, if anyone can remind me. But this guy's probably been moved over a lot by my putting points down. Well, I don't know if I've moved myself back a few points, but it doesn't matter too much, does it? So I get 8 points, but maximum of 6 can come from the exhibition in this solo mode. And in a 2-player game, you would be getting 6 if you were in the lead and 2 if you were second in the exhibition. So it makes sense that it's capped at 6 there. And then selling to customers. This customer here is buying the pony. And it is 3 points for each poo. So 3, 6, 9. 1 for magic. Minus 2 for each suffering. So that is 10 points. And we'll triple that with an imp on the platform. For 30. So we're at that 100. But as I said, it doesn't matter as much because I'm using an expansion that it wasn't geared for. And the pony is worth $4. It's him with his pony. 3, 4. And then finally, 2 points for every food, so that's 4. Plus 1 for suffering, so that's 5. Doubled is 10 points. So we're on 110. -1 for magic, none. -1 for suffering, none. That's fine. You get an extra gold for having an accessory with it, so that's 2 gold. And then, leftover person, getting a gold would be worth half a point. Getting rid of manure would be net 2 points in the final exhibition, so we'll get rid of 2 manure. That's everyone that was left over. And I think that's all of the bits that we can really do. So in the final exhibitions, have I made an angle that can see this? So we have this exhibition here. You get half a point for every gold. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 gold. So 4.5 points in the exhibition there. A point for every food, potion, the black imp, which I never got. What's the bag thing? I don't think I've got any of them anyway. So I have got 2 food left over and a potion. So 3 things there. So I'm on 7.5. No canned meat or lollipops. -2 for every imp you haven't got. I didn't get him. So 5.5 points there, I guess, rounded down to 5 from that exhibition. And this exhibition, 2 points for every pet you still have. We're on 4. A point for every cage and add-on that you got. I bought 2 cages. Where's this cage gone? Oh, still in the cage. I thought, where did the pet stay if I didn't have a cage? I've got 3 cages, no add-ons. 1, 2, 3. -1 for every mutation, manure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And despair, suffering cube. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. So 118. Again, like the guides saying 100 is amazing are not using the expansion, which I admit I didn't really go heavy into the expansion. It's how I got one of the pets early. Then we got that in the second round, right? We got Scaly. I never went here. I got an accessory at the end. I didn't use much of it, but it was there, wasn't it? And it also has added in different exhibitions, different pets, different customers that we've used, and done this kind of... I think we've got an extra imp to play with, and we've had this compromise mode, it's called. So you don't actually have the 7 rounds, you have 6 rounds, but you have an extra customer in round 5 than you would normally have. Just thought that's a nice length. It's been about 2 hours, so that's been pretty good. That was my aim, really. But let's do some good dungeon petting and see if I don't just get jammed with all the need cards, as definitely happened when, I can't remember if it was the last time I played it, but when I filmed the playthrough with Little Glass Marty, it took ages doing 2 people's worth of all of the needs cards and things. But heck, it's such a cool, unique game, and it's so satisfying trying to work out like the needs of these pets versus like what you want them to have, what you've got available, which is never enough, and you've never drawn the right cards for it. You've never got quite enough artifacts to give you all of these different powers and things, and yeah, like you're working out who's gonna be able to sell what to a customer. Like they'll buy a pet off everyone, won't they? But it depends on how much you can like boost their like wants up, and that's lovely as well. Like having the pull between the customers and the exhibitions, and competing with the other players in the exhibitions. As I said, the solo mode, it's not trying to... I don't know how I could like cope with handling an involved AI bot and how you would even come up with it for this game. There is like a beat your own score, but a lot of it is included in the game anyway. These neutral imps tighten things up massively just anyway for the 2-player game. But yeah, having the restriction that the group size has got to be 1 bigger for every action you want to take, it immediately like counts you out of doing loads of actions early, and you kind of think, is it worth me spending all my gold to just go out here? Which you're thinking in the main game as well. There's the extra dimension, of course, in the main game. You're trying to mind game your opponents and think who wants what, who's going to be going for this space. I desperately want that pet. Is anyone else going to go for it? Do I need to chuck more gold on me action space so that I'll get there first? Yeah, so it can't replicate that, of course, but hey, it's a way of playing a good chunk of the Dungeon Pets experience on your own in it, and I really enjoyed it. What is YouTube complaining about? Some of your settings couldn't be saved. Oh, I was trying to lower the latency before we started, and it was telling me that I couldn't do that. There's a big delay in chat. A big delay from it happening and me seeing it. Okay, so I think that is it for some Dungeon Pets. Thank you for being here and watching and helping me out. And thank you as well, patrons. You can support the channel on Patreon and Ko-fi, by the way. There are links in the description, and link to the solo variant in the description as well. Thanks to patrons for voting for this. I just had I fancied playing it. I saw it on the shelf as I was coming up with the voting options, and I think it came second, right? We did something last week that won the vote. Oh yeah, it's Glass Road, which I messed up. And we're going to be doing Glass Road again in May when there's a new solo challenge, and I won't mess it up this time as badly. I'll probably mess something up. It's what I end up doing. But yeah, next week we're going to have some special things. I think we're going to have a Q&A stream that maybe Rach is going to be here for. So I need to do a post for that actually. If you've got any questions and things, like I need to. It'd be good to ask some questions beforehand, right? To have some things to talk about, but we haven't done one for ages, so hopefully we'll have stuff to chat about, because it's the anniversary of the channel. It's the anniversary of Slickerdrips on a week on Saturday, on the 27th of April. So I'm hopefully gonna get something ready this weekend, which will go up on Patreon, and hopefully it'll go up on the channel on the anniversary then. But yeah, we'll do a Q&A as we generally do around this time. We should do it more regularly, but there's games in there to do. And yeah, hopefully I'll find time for another stream that. But you can look for me post on Patreon on Monday to see what's coming up, and the live streams will appear on YouTube, won't they? The days before. Coming up on the channel. It's not a spoiler now. Well, if you haven't seen it, it's a bit of a spoiler. So wait a sec. If you haven't seen part 2 of Eldritch Horror, the spoiler is that was the final part. I won't say what happened, but there are only 2 parts to this series. It's the shortest one yet. What is happening new on Sunday is Arkham Horror, the card game. It's not been that long since we've had Arkham Horror, the card game, but the brand new one is out, and Rach and I have been filming our proper first play of the campaign. So yeah, the first episode of that with the prologue, which isn't just all text and talking about the characters. There's a bit of that, but there's the prologue scenario, which it doesn't have an encounter deck. You're going around and getting story bit by bit by doing actions and tests and things. But you'll see all of that happen on Sunday, and then episode 2 of it, which is the first proper scenario, will be going up on Patreon this Sunday. Thank you everyone for being here. Thanks for your support from all the patrons and Ko-fiers. It's how I'm able to do any of this, and I really like doing it, so thanks a lot for enabling it. Marty thanks you too, although his cold indifference on camera might not show that. Look at everyone for the end. There you go. He's looking at me, but there you go. You got a little glimpse of his face at the very end, and hopefully he'll be back for the next stream as well. Although Rach will be using her chair. Marty, he's back in the room, but he won't sit in his chair anymore. He'll sit in Rach's chair with his blanket on it. But if Rach is on his chair, he's taking ownership of it. That's the only way to put it. Thank you everyone, and I will see you in pre-recorded form on Sunday and live further next week for the things. Bye.